Hey teachers, this is a sample handwriting lesson that you can use in your classroom with your students. If you'd like to get all the worksheets and access to all 26 lowercase video lessons, just click the link in the description box below to check it out. I hope you enjoy the lesson. Hey there, cool kids. We're ready for another letter. We're going to learn letter R. Letter R touches the fence line and it sits on the grass line. That makes letter R a short letter. This letter is also a slip down, slide up letter, which means that we trace back over the line that we make. Let's look at where it starts. It starts at the top of the letter, which is at the fence line. We start at the fence line and we slip a line straight down to the grass line. Then we trace back over that line and slide up to the fence line and over. That's how you make a letter R. Let's practice writing it with our finger in the air. Ready? You're going to slip your finger down to the grass line and then slide back up and over to make the top of the R. Wonderful job. Let's try it one more time. Get your finger ready. Slip straight down to the grass line and then trace back up and over. Perfect job. When we make letter R, we never pick our pencil up off the paper. It stays on the paper the whole time and we make the letter in one smooth movement. You're ready to start practicing writing letter R on your paper. Here we go. We're ready to practice writing letter R. Letter R starts at the fence line and goes down to the grass line, so it's a short letter. This is also a slip down, slide up letter, which means that we will slip a line down and then trace on top of that line back up to the fence line and then curve at the top. We don't pick up our pencil when we write letter R. We make it all in one smooth movement. Let's go ahead and start. Get your crayon or your marker, and we're going to trace letter R. Start at the fence line on the star, slip down to the grass line, then slide back up on that same line and curve over at the fence line. Great job. Now we're ready to write some more letter R's. So let's start at this first one. Start at the star and trace down, then slide back up and over to make the curve. Great. Start at the star and slip down, slide back up and over. And again, down and then trace back up and curve at the top. Great job. Just keep going. If you need to pause the video to catch up, you can do that and then just push play when you're ready to join me again. Trace down, trace back up and over. I got off on the dots a little bit right there, but that's okay. Every one that you write is not going to be perfect. Just keep going and do your very best. Ready? Start at the star and slip down to the grass line, slide back up, hit the fence, and then curve over. Slip down, slide up. Great job. Now we're going to do another one on this new line. Slip down, trace back up, over to make the curve. Now we're going to do one on our own. Slip straight down to the grass line, slide back up, bump the fence, and then curve. Excellent job. Let's trace another one down, back up, and over. Now one on our own. Slip down, slide up, and curve at the fence. Now we're going to trace two in a row. Over, and then start at the star, slip down, slide up, and over. Perfect. Now two on our own. Slip down, slide up, bump the fence, and curve. And another one, down, trace back up, make your curve. Excellent job. Now we've got two more to trace. Make your curve at the top, starting at the fence line down to the grass line and then bumping the fence line again. Now two more on our own. Trace back up and make your curve. And one more, trace back up and curve at the fence line. Super job. Now we're going to practice writing letter R in some words, and we'll be practicing all the previous letters that we've learned as well. This word is ride. They're riding on a water slide. We're going to write the R, so start at the star, slip down, and then slide back up and curve. The I is a drop from the top, pick up, and then dot. D is a circle C, so curve up, bump the fence, circle around, all the way up to the skyline, and then down to the grass line. This word is rock. He's rocking out on his guitar. We're going to make the R, slip down, trace back up and over. O curves around, sits on the grass line, and then closes. And C bumps the fence, sits on the grass, and then we lift up. Wonderful job. This next word is root, like a root in the ground. We're going to slide back up on that R. Now we're going to make our O, circle around, sit on the grass, and close the circle, and another O. Perfect job. And our T is a drop from the top letter, then we pick up and cross. This word is road. We're making an R, slip down, slide up, bump the fence, and curve. The O is a circle C all the way around and then close. A is the same way, all the way back up to the fence line and then down. And D is the same way, but we go all the way up to the skyline and then down. This word is card. This is the 4 of hearts in a deck of cards. We're going to write the C. Ready? Bump the fence, circle around. And then the A is made the same way, but we close the circle, touch the fence, and come back down. Here's our R. Slip down, slide up, and make the curve. And then D circles around, sits on the grass, all the way up to the skyline and down. This word is roar. Can you imagine this little kitty making a roar? Let's make our R. Slip down, trace back up and over, and our O, circle around, and close. And A goes the same way, sits on the grass, up and then down, and another R, slip down, slide up, and curve. Now I got up above the fence line a little bit right there, but that's okay. Just do your very best. You might not write every letter perfect, and that's all right. Here's our word robot. So we're gonna make an R, slip down, slide up, and curve. And then the O, circle around, and then close the circle. And another O right here. And then T is our last letter. Drop from the top, pick up, and cross. Wonderful job. Now we're ready to hunt for the letter R's that are written correctly. We're only going to color in the ones that look right, so we're really going to have to pay attention and see if it looks correct. Let's look at this first one. It looks like it started at the fence line and went down, traced back up and over. That's exactly right. We're going to color that one in. What about this one? Do you think it's correct? It touches the fence line, it sits on the grass line. I see the little first line that we made. That one looks perfect too. What about this one? Is it touching the fence line? No way, that one's too short. It almost doesn't even look like an R. How about this one? It's touching the fence line and the grass line, but do you notice something that's wrong? Yeah, it looks like they drew a line and then picked up their pencil and then made the curve on the top, because I can see that it overlapped right there. So they picked up their pencil, and that's not how we make a letter R. What about this one? The R actually looks pretty good, but it's way above the fence line, isn't it? When we make a letter R, we start at the fence line and go down, and we don't come back up over it. How does this one look? Well, it touches the fence line and it sits on the grass line. What do you notice that's wrong? Oh, you're right. When they went down, they did not slide back up on that line. They started going out and over, and it makes it look funny. It's kind of hard to tell what letter it is. Let's look at this one down here. What do you think about this one? It touches the fence line, sits on the grass line. It looks perfect, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and color that one in. This one looks a little funny. What do you notice about it? It looks like they started at the bottom and then made a curve and then went back and added the little line on the side. That is not how we make an R, and it actually slows us down when we're writing to pick our pencil up to make extra marks. Here's this next one. Touches the fence line, sits on the grass line. That one looks perfect, so we're going to color it in too. You did a fabulous job writing letter R with me and searching for the letter R's that were written correctly. Now you're ready to do some practice on your own with letter R, and then I'll see you in the next lesson.